Usually I'm called in by the hotelier. This time the call for help has come from his family. Should alarm bells be ringing already? Set in the idyllic countryside of the New Forest, Hampshire, is the 43-bedroom Forest Park Hotel.
I need an electrician. Norman!
Owned by builder and entrepreneur Sean Perry.
This is my office, where I work from. This is my building empire and my hotel empire. And it's got a door straight out to the garden, so I can run away.
4 years ago, the hotel was set to be bulldozed by developers when born and bred local Sean came to the rescue.
I always sort of had it in mind, I'd like a hotel. And it was my local pub, you know, families, friends, weddings, funerals, they were all at the Forest Park. And I thought it'd be really sad to lose it. You all right there? Someone looking after you? The day I bought it, I wouldn't come here. I was thought, what have I gone and done? Because it was really run down, it was doing no business. And I had absolutely no experience at all of hotels.
In the absence of any industry know-how, Sean has turned to his family for support running the business.
I've got my daughter Jessica, who's receptionist.
My dad can be strict sometimes, but he is quite soft as well.
4, 5, 6. It's my niece Carla.
Hello.
And that's my sister-in-law Karina.
He's lovely at the moment. But you never know, it could change.
7, 8, 9. 9 direct family members, all work in one way, shape or form. That's the family dog. No, don't jump up. Come here, yeah, come on.
As a successful property developer, one thing Sean does know is the building trade.
Hang on a minute, it's me plumber. Hi, Cole.
And the refurbishment of Forest Park has become his latest, most ambitious project.
Spent way over £1 million, and probably to get the rest of the hotel finished, be another £1 million. Downstairs, a bit of a building site at the moment. I'd like to come in, remove that fireplace, straight through, all of that. It's going to come down, there's going to be a huge conservatory. Yeah, I'm a very impulsive person, jump in the deep end. All right, John, see you later, mate. Cheers, bye. So it's all go, probably more foolish than impulsive.
On top of overseeing the refurbishment with the hotel still open and running his building empire, Sean has also recently inherited yet another job.
In the last 3 years, I've got through 8 managers. So eventually, after the last one, I decided I'll manage it myself. Don't forget, 35 chips each, that's it. Keep an eye on it.
But hotel management is no laughing matter.
Sybil!
A fact my research into this place makes abundantly clear. Currently, Forest Park is languishing at the bottom of travellers' preferred hotels on internet review sites. So obviously there's quite a few problems here. And it's not just the reviews that have sent stress levels soaring.
What keeps me up at night is always finance. The fear of not paying the wages, the fear of those winter months when you've got a lot of staff on and the business just isn't there. But I absolutely love the place. You know, from a kid when I used to sneak in and play the fruit machine and wasn't allowed to, I wasn't old enough to drink in the bar, to ending up owning it. It would be a real sin to give up.
If Sean was to walk away, he stands to lose upwards of £1 million, not to mention putting half of his family out of a job. The New Forest is a huge pull for tourists, but I need to find out why they aren't staying here. Well, it's pretty obvious that the renovation hasn't quite arrived at the facade yet. I'm surprised that they don't have people just arrive here and then drive straight out again. The general disorder of things really puts me off. Normally, my first port of call would be to seek out the hotelier, But as Sean's daughter Jessica called me in, it's her I want to speak to first. Hi, Jess. They told me I could find you here. I'm Alex.
I'm Jess. You know.
Excuse me. Do you mind coming and having a chat with me? Come on then. So tell me, why did you want me to come?
I think there's a lot to tackle here. I think Dad struggles because he has so much going on and it's all kind of left to him and he doesn't have time. He says he's going to do something and it doesn't get done.
Who amongst you has hotel experience?
Don't think any of us do.
How much time does your dad spend here and how much time does he spend on his other business?
He's mostly on his other businesses. I think Dad thinks he can do it himself and that's his problem.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Currently, Forest Park offers 2 tiers of accommodation. Refurbished and unrefurbished. To road test both, I've invited an assortment of customers to stay the night and cast their critical eye over the rooms. I've been in enough hotels to know what kind of mistakes hoteliers are making, but this time I've brought in my own paying guests because it's their opinions that really count. First for inspection, the refurbished honeymoon suite. Hi, it's Alex. Charged at over £200 per night. What will my first guinea pig guest think?
Hello, Alex.
Oh la la!
Welcome to the honeymoon suite.
I love your balcony. That's very
Great, isn't it?
nice.
Yes.
And
Just
you-
be nice to have some chairs to sit on out there.
That is absolutely true. I mean, it is nice.
It's just the detail lets it down slightly.
Tell me what you mean.
Well, it'd be nice if the mirror was on the wall instead
Oh,
of
yes.
just propped up in there.
Yeah.
And the bathroom is lovely. Have a look at that. But again, they're just letting themselves down by not finishing properly. I would imagine the idea is to have a full mirror. So this is all unfinished.
Though designed to a high standard, it's the details that let this expensive room down. If you're going to refurbish a hotel and stay open while you do, you can't afford to make such basic mistakes. There is a checklist of things that you should have in a room, and several of them seem to be missing. Next, I want to see the other end of the scale. A standard room, unrefurbished, costing £70 for a night's stay. Hi.
I think that was our reaction a little bit as well.
Gosh, you guys got the short straw. Oh, darling, I'm sorry. Yes, this is very unrefurbished.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Well, this is obviously a hotel that doesn't quite hang together yet. I understand that they haven't completed the programme of refurbishment, but it does seem to be done in a very odd and somewhat haphazard way. I'm yet to meet the man, but I'm amazed an experienced builder like Sean has carried out so much work without any sense of a plan. The breakfast room, I presume. You know, what's the point of having nice rooms if this is all so dingy? And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, and what is this room? I can't understand why you would leave a room in this kind of disorder. It just doesn't give a good impression, does it? Who are these people? What kind of hotel are they running? I mean, why is that not in the office? Do they really want a guest to be able to... I mean, any can walk in here and have a look at their... Let's have a look at their complaints, shall we? There are no complaints. That's good news. This room has now made me angry. If you can't be bothered with this, who's saying that you're bothering about the big stuff? You know, if you can't manage the details, are you actually going to be able to manage the major things? A point perfectly exemplified when I spot a handful of Sean's staff enjoying the afternoon sunshine while still at work. Hello! I mean, there's masses of them out there, and no one in here to answer the phone.
Forest Park yourself.
I honestly have no idea where to begin. I mean, clearly what I need to do is find Sean, grab him by the scruff of the neck and maybe punch him once or twice in the face. Possibly, however, channeling my inner zen, I ought to just go up to my room, calm down, and try and marshal my thoughts for the morning. I'm at the Forest Park Hotel in Hampshire, owned by builder and entrepreneur Sean Perry.
It's probably the best hotel in the world. Is that tap still leaking? It's not in a good state of repair at the moment, or management, or operation, but I think it's the best hotel.
Having stayed the night, I think Sean's opinion puts him firmly in the minority. Forest Park feels more like a building site than a hotel. It really offends me when someone who's good at one thing thinks that they can transpose their skill set into being a hotelier. It's just not that simple. It's like brushing your teeth and then thinking you can be a dentist. As a wake-up call for Sean, I want to show him the hotel through the eyes of his guests. This may be the first time we've properly met. Follow me.
I'm following.
But I'm not about to mince my words. OK, so I thought it was useful for you straight away to get what my first impressions were and what I think you've stopped seeing. Honestly, darling, I drew up here and it didn't look to me as if this place was open for business. I mean, you know, it looks like a place that only someone truly desperate or deranged would want to come and stay at.
I think when you're a builder, you get yourself tied up into the big picture and you forget about the immediate.
Well, all right, but what about the trailing wires, darling? It looks like a bodge job to me.
Yeah.
Can we go in? I know the renovations are still work in progress, but there's no excuse for a first impression as bad as this. I'm not even going to discuss this area with you, just clear it up.
Yeah.
But this, it's like walking into an antique shop. What look are you really going for?
Just a bit shabby chic. I mean, this is all...
I don't think you know what shabby chic means if you think this is shabby chic, darling. What you're not doing is telling a coherent story to your guests. Yeah. What are you doing here? Who are you? What are you trying to aim for? What are you trying to achieve? Who are you trying to welcome? I mean, none of that is clear. Yesterday, this breakfast room was my bête noire. You know, your manky menus. Breakfast.
Oh, God.
Sean's slipshod approach to running the place couldn't be more apparent than here. I was pretty calm, and then I got cross with you when I saw this. Like, why? Why this? Why the photocopier? Why the filing cabinet? Why the hanging rail? With the table made up as if someone's actually going to sit here and have breakfast. Explain that to me.
The photocopier and the filing cabinet have got to be moved to the top floor where they're going to stay, and we just haven't got down to doing it. And then this room is...
What, you're expecting people to spend 200 quid a night, and it looks like you just have... I mean, who's got a clue around here? The point is, these are all your nicest rooms, and they are not customer ready. Everywhere I've gone in this hotel, something is happening, and successful builder, surely there is a kind of schedule, surely there is an order to the routine of work. I mean, that seems to have completely gone by the wayside.
No, I think you're right.
Explain to me your system. Why, in every single bedroom that I've gone into, you don't hang up mirrors?
I don't want those mirrors and that furniture, so I put a mirror there and then thought, I don't want to put that mirror on the wall and ruin my wall. I'll wait till I've got the right mirror, and then it gets left and forgotten.
It seems to me that there's some really basic systems missing here. If the half-finished state of the hotel is anything to go by, I can only imagine how Sean's staff might be struggling. Hi, are you Jerry?
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you, I'm Alex.
You?
Hi, darling.
Oh, Jerry.
Head housekeeper Jerry has worked here for the past 13 months and is one of the only staff regulars who isn't related to Sean. So, how many of you are there in your department?
4 altogether.
4 altogether.
Including me.
And when it gets very busy, I mean, how do you manage the rotas? How do you manage the peaks and troughs of the...
Well, I do the rota,
Yeah.
but because it's family, it gets changed. So I've worked every weekend since I've been here for a year.
Oh my God, Don. I mean, that ain't...
No, I didn't know that. I'm not nepotistic.
I did try a couple of weeks ago to get a weekend off, but it was changed because they didn't want to work.
It was quite a shock to me to find out that Jerry hadn't had the weekends off. He probably didn't want to come to me because it was my family, and my family probably felt they could change the rota because they're my family, extended, and that's a real problem. So I didn't know that, I was unaware of that. If I'd have known that, I would have stamped on that straight away, Jerry.
All right, darling, thank you very much.
Okay.
It's
Thanks,
nice
Jerry.
to meet you.
And you.
Thanks, Jerry. Didn't know that.
Well, I didn't know that either. I didn't walk you into that knowing that. Business and family. It's an age-old conundrum. Ultimately, I think I'm in favour of family working in the small business. However, it depends on every member of the family really pulling their weight, being very sure about what their role is, and making sure that the business comes first. It's issues like this that have ultimately led to Sean's most pressing problem: the relentless bad reviews, none of which have received any response from the owner. Yesterday, I invited 7 guests to spend the night here. Now I want Sean to face up to their feedback. I've read some of your reviews. You've never responded to any of them.
No, I know.
I wonder if that's because you prefer to ignore anything that they're saying. It's a bit harder to ignore when the people are right here in front of you. Here you go, darling. Tuck yourself round there and let the games commence.
Lovely. See you soon.
All right. With Sean wired up to listen in and tucked discreetly out of the way, I'm hoping my guests will talk candidly about their overnight experience. So, dun dun dun. How was it? How was it? How did you sleep?
I did ask for a quiet room away from the main road, but they positioned me above the reception on the main road.
Oh my God, I'm
It
so
wasn't too bad though. But...
Sorry. Okay, and let me ask you two next.
If it was for longer than one night,
Yeah.
I think we might have had a bit of a problem because we only had a rail.
Yeah, there was no
There's no
actual cupboard.
storage.
We didn't have
No,
any red
it was a
rubber.
rail and about 6 coat hangers,
I
which
know. Where
was
did
a little
you put your
strange.
knickers, I asked myself. I don't know. I had the same problem. Mr. Luca, what did you think when you arrived at the hotel? What was the curbside appeal?
Very poor. Not inspiring at all and not inviting. Potentially, yes, a lovely building, but...
There's lots of nice places to stay around here, aren't there?
There certainly are. There's some very nice hotels in Brockenhurst and the surrounding area. It wouldn't have been my first choice, no.
Is there any other staff interaction that any of you can comment on, or that you can...
Identify the staff. Who are the staff?
Okay. Criticism like this is never easy to take, but if Sean wants to banish the bad reviews and start making some money, he'll need to start listening to his guests. Hi, darling.
Hi.
Did you think that was fair?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Lots of things I probably know, and it's how to make that work properly. Pulling it all together is difficult.
Something really simple like uniforms. Why haven't you done that?
Well, I did try to tackle uniforms about 18 months ago. They turned up, give them to girls, and they really didn't like them, and it caused a lot of reception level.
I know, but you know what? The thing that upset me yesterday was there was a big group of people who all work at the hotel, who are all your family and friends, sitting there drinking in the garden. I never saw anyone go and check the actual paying guests were having a nice time. And I think they'd have been a bit more embarrassed to do that if they were in uniform. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's definitely something that we're going to have to look at in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. It's been an illuminating morning, but there is just so much to tackle here. It's slightly blowing my mind. From the haphazard approach to the renovations to the casual way that the family, the staff are working here. You know, I know Sean seems really ready to take criticism, but I'm not sure if he's ready to take it on this scale. Before I can tackle the hotel's broader problems, I need Sean to start dealing with the basics, and for that, I'm taking him back to the drawing board.
Checklist.
The overall headline is to think like a hotelier, not a builder.
Yeah.
So on the practical side, we've said enhance the exterior, and that means making it as good as it can be for the moment. Yeah?
Yeah.
Finish the rooms that you started.
Yeah.
Essential.
I think I was just racing along as a builder.
On the professional side, and how to make this look like an operation that knows what it's doing, I think you have to have a crack at uniforms.
Yeah.
As a professional manager, you need to at least cast your eye over rotas.
Yeah.
Get them to write them, but you should sign them off. I mean, it's not rocket science.
No.
But you can't leave it up to the people who have an interest in it.
No.
And I think you're perfectly capable of all of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds exactly where I'd like to go.
If Sean can deliver on the practical front, I've committed to restyling this upsettingly ugly breakfast area. This space needs to match the standard of the hotel's higher-end bedrooms. Less discrepancy should mean more happy customers. You know, ultimately, I understand that you are a man with many demands on your time. But having taken this on, I think you've got to pull yourself to spend more time here.
That's the difficult path that I thought was easy.
Yeah. Sean's right. Turning this place around isn't going to be easy, but he needs to realise the time is now to stand any chance of saving the hotel. More than anything, I hope that by the time I return, he's managed to make that switch from thinking like a builder to thinking like a hotelier.
By the end of this summer, if I haven't got it running really well and it's not profiting how it should do or on the way to the level where it could be, then I seriously think that would be probably time to sell up and just move away and regret it.
On my last visit, I left Sean with an extensive to-do list. But has he managed to start thinking less like a builder and more like a hotelier? This is looking so much better already. There's brand new signage. There is car parking information. They're hanging baskets. It's starting to look like a hotel that's actually open for business. Even with a hotel that's under renovation, you can't afford to ignore the guest experience. In this business, first impressions are everything. Wow, this is transformed. It was so dark and dingy and cluttered with all this stuff which had no relevance to the hotel. Let's go find Sean. Hello, darling. How are you?
Very well. And you?
Yeah, good. This is looking great.
Yeah, slight improvement.
And the outside is starting to really look a lot better. Are you spending more time here?
Loads more time, yeah.
Are you? I want to know how you're getting on with the list. Have you got it available?
Yeah, shall I bring it out?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Right, so tell me what you've managed to
There you
tick
go.
off.
This is well on the way.
Yeah.
Curbside appeal. Hooks haven't done. Headboards are work in progress.
What is that then?
This is my welcome
Ooh.
pack, which isn't complete yet.
General information. Fantastic. I mean, you're on it.
So I've been really looking at the internet review sites and answering all the customers, and that's a painful thing to do. But it does enlighten you.
Well, I have to say, I'm impressed. I think it's key that he's replying to the internet reviews. Instead of shying away, he's being confronted with what real paying guests think. It's reinforcing a lot of what I said already, and I think also it will bring up other problems and it will mean that he starts tackling them. One problem I've already seen enough of is the hotel's lack of basic professional standards, especially when it comes to staff, including family. How are we getting on with this stuff?
Right. Uniforms, they should be here now, and we're literally any minute they'll be arriving. We've got name badges, which have arrived,
Why aren't you wearing a name badge?
because then people will know who I am and they'll know who to attack.
That's exactly why you should be wearing one.
Yeah, I didn't get one for me, so...
Don't worry, I have help at hand.
I've got a name badge. There you go.
Very good, now people know. Sean is definitely working to his skill set. in that he's finding it much easier to get on with the kind of practical stuff rather than the procedural stuff. But that's something I can help him with. In my short time here, I've seen enough to know that some of Sean's family simply don't see him as a boss, and that's something we need to change. But before I can do that, I need the whole clan on board, starting with daughter Jess. Hi, my darling. I've heard a lot from your dad and not nearly enough from you. So I've noticed a few things about the staff I wouldn't like if I was running a hotel. But I think that they're largely due because the rules aren't clear. So I'll tell you something that set off alarm bells for me. There was quite a big grief of you all out drinking in the garden. Yeah. And that in my hotels is like a really big no-no, because otherwise paying guests feel as if they're being ignored. Do you think that that's a fair comment?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes staff will come to me and say, oh, can you just ask your dad if I can have a day off? And I'm like, you need to go to my dad.
That's a matter of routines. Like if someone wants time off, then they have to fill in a requisition and they have to get it signed by somebody. And you know what I mean? Yeah. Then that avoids you being right in the middle of it.
I do get stuck in the middle all the time.
Yeah. Everything that I'm going to try and do now with him is going to be to try and boost his abilities as a manager, make him feel like stronger, because I think it will help everybody and every department. Yeah? Yeah.
I think Dad, a lot of staff aren't like, they don't have to be scared of Dad, but they don't see him as a boss sometimes.
OK, so I've got your backing. All right, that's what I needed. Thanks, darling. With daughter Jess on board, it's crucial that I help Sean learn the skills he needs to be taken seriously as a manager. What is absolutely obvious to me is that he's still not tackling the staff correctly, and he's got to do that. He's got to get job descriptions done, procedures done, he's got to implement staff meetings, he's got to become a better manager. To brush up Sean's less than impressive management skills, I'm sending him to the beautiful Burley Manor, a hotel and events venue with an exceptional reputation and a manager to match.
Hi, my name is Alina. Welcome to Burley Manor. I understand that Alex sent you through just so you can have a little bit of insight in the life of a manager. So if you'd like to follow me, please. Thank you. Just straight through. If you like to mind the rounds,
Alina
please.
Verjoga has over 10 years of experience in high-end hospitality and has agreed to give Sean an insider's guide to running a hotel. First on the agenda, it's the heads of department meeting I think Forest Park so desperately needs.
So, gentlemen, we will go through the end of this week first. We have 2 weddings. The first wedding, we have 58 guests in total. So we have 57 starters plus 1 vegetarian, so that would be 58. However, on the mains, there's no numbers.
So that needs to be corrected. Yeah, Lena as a manager, she seems very, very efficient. So when you get something turn up short notice, a function or something, how do you deal with that? I've got quite a family-orientated business and nobody wants to work short notice.
When we do a rota, we do make them aware that this week that we are servicing will not change unless somebody is sick or something happens. However, next week it's still slightly subject to change due to business needs.
So you let them know in advance that
So we
could
do,
change, yeah.
we do.
I've been doing a rota almost week to week, so people only really know on Sunday what they're doing on Monday. When Alina said about the rota, and that was a penny drop moment, I thought this just makes absolute sense.
I'm going to go now and actually put the information that we've just discussed onto what we call a staff information area, just through here. Thank you. So we're going to go into probably the most used area by all the staff.
Right.
And basically this is where they would come in and get their lunch or coffee or tea. So we've actually chose to use this area as a communication area from us to the staff.
That's always a bit of a problem at my hotel because internally, like management, me, I kind of know and I tell one person and if they don't tell everybody else. So to have an area like that, then there's no confusion. And that's, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, no, it's a really good lesson today. Yeah.
I'm glad
Very
you find
worth
it useful.
To actually come out to a hotel that's running really efficiently with a top manager has been wonderful.
So we're back at reception. I usually start my walks from reception.
It's all about procedures, checklists, and working with your staff and giving them the the information they need to be able to work with you. Thank you very much.
You're most
Really
welcome.
great.
It was my pleasure. And good luck.
Lovely. See you soon.
Thank you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. That's exactly what I've always wanted to see. I knew it was out there, and now I can go back and see if I can do that myself. So yeah, really good, definite turning point today.
Back at Forest Park, the first phase of building work is finally getting finished, and I've got a surprise in store for Sean.
I've had a message from Alex. I'll see what she says.
Hi Sean, I hope your visit to Burley Manor was very productive and that you picked up some valuable management skills. With this in mind, I'd like to put on a mini launch event to show off some of the newly refurbished areas and also to show us your new managerial skills. I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Bye.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Can Sean step up? Or will Forest Park's relaunch fall flat on its face?
Norman!
Hello!
Hi, morning, Alex.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
It is looking fab.
Saw your instruction.
I think back to my first visit.
Yeah.
It's transformed this place.
Yeah.
Let's go and look in the dining room, shall we?
When I first arrived, this area had my blood boiling. People were expected to eat breakfast alongside filing cabinets and photocopiers, and the decor was dated and dull, a poor match for the hotel's premium rooms. My makeover has created a more sophisticated space. Subdued colours complement simple furnishings, while soft uplighting makes for a subtler ambiance.
Aren't you pleased with it?
Oh, massive transformation. Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Darling, it looks so smart. People coming here who are spending 150, 200 quid a night now get the full package. They don't just get that value in their rooms.
It's all gelled together and become the start of a very nice hotel.
Doing up the downstairs is all well and good, but if Sean doesn't start managing his staff properly, this place isn't going anywhere.
So was it useful, your trip to Burley Manor?
Alina was a brilliant manager. I started to learn about, weekly meetings, daily briefings.
So have you managed to do any meetings?
Actually, we've got a little briefing right now to talk about what we're going to do today, a function effectively.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
okay.
After you.
Thank you.
In just a few hours, the hotel will be packed with 45 influential guests from the New Forest community. If Sean can impress them, it will be his first step on the road to banishing the bad reviews.
To make today a success, Sean must communicate properly with the staff about what's happening, about the timings, about the numbers, who's serving the drinks, who's serving food, who's welcoming people. He needs to make sure that he is the person, the kind of still eye at the centre of the storm.
Hi everybody, just having a bit of a brief on what our function is today, and it's we're welcoming a group of people to the hotel to have a look around and see how we've done an uplift on the front into the restaurant, the hallway and into our rooms. So we've got a group of people coming at 11:45ish, glass of bubbly. Jerry, are you all okay?
Yep.
Right up, tip top, no concerns? Jess, everything all right around reception? No problems, going to have no screaming customers or anything? No. Great.
The only thing that I would add on to that is when you're doing something like this, it's quite nice that everyone's aware of what everyone's responsibilities are.
Sean certainly appears to be talking the talk, but I'm not convinced his staff are quite so sure about what they're supposed to be doing.
There's only about half an hour before people start arriving. I mean, I haven't seen glasses, I haven't seen plates, I haven't seen napkins and stuff. But, I'd be really disappointed if they managed to fuck this one up.
As the guests begin to arrive, my fears look like being confirmed. No one is taking responsibility for welcoming them in.
If you want to give me your coat, I'll hang it up. It's chaos. No one thought about coats, where you put them. It's raining outside, people have umbrellas. It's supposed to be a celebration. At the moment, it's Just lots of people milling about an entrance hall. Sean's got to fucking step up.
With the staff lacking any direction, I need Sean to show some leadership.
Shall I let everyone know? Well, follow me.
But instead, his focus is elsewhere.
My mum does the flowers, 2 daughters a reception, son's the gardener.
It's a complete lack of organisation because he doesn't understand on an event like this. He shouldn't have a job because he's going to be floating, but there has to be someone tasked with every other aspect of today.
Just when I'm about to lose my rag, Sean decides to make an appearance.
I never talk too much in all my life.
My chance to give him a much-needed prod.
Shall I clink a glass and then you can welcome everybody?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Hi everybody and welcome to the Forest Park Hotel, or the new Forest Park Hotel. With a lot of help from a lot of close family, friends and elsewhere, we've really carried on with our renovation. So you're here today to come in and see what we've done, see where we're going, and hopefully go away and tell everybody and make us busy. So, good.
Finally, Sean is exactly where he needs to be, looking after his guests and selling this place for all it's worth.
But this is the area that we've just renovated for now to open our restaurant.
Sean is incredibly affable and he genuinely wants us to work. I mean, he still needs lessons in how to run the function, but they're recovering well. It's starting to look like it might go okay.
Who are you and who let you in?
Of course, the people Sean really needs to impress are the ones that stay at the hotel, so I've invited back some of my guests to find out what they think.
Bit of a transformation?
Big transformation, I think.
I like how much brighter it is, especially like out here. You move into here and, you know, it's one solid theme all the way through. The service is fantastic now. Like,
good.
People are right on it. Like you ask for something and you're greeted with a smile. You can find something so much more easily.
That's one of the things.
Yes.
Well, the two things, they've got uniforms, they've got name labels. Which are a big thing. So now you know who is staff. That helps, doesn't it?
It makes it a lot more personable. You know, it's easy to interact with the staff now.
Such positive feedback is a real indication of how far this place has come, a genuine antidote to the bad reviews. But what does Sean's daughter Jess make of her father's progress?
I think he'll always just feel a dad, but I think a bit more so now I'd look at him as a manager or a boss.
How are you? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm proud of my dad.
I'm incredibly pleased and proud of what we've managed to achieve in such a short space of time. I've certainly given him some skills that he needed in the interim to be a better manager. But this is going to be a long, hard slog, and whether he achieves it or not is ultimately going to be up to him.
Hello. I'm Sean, the owner, manager. Could I carry on and become a hotelier and become successful? I think a little while ago I'd have said no. Now I feel the hotel's going to turn around and I can make a success of it, and I think a lot of that's to do with Alex.
You've just got to remember to keep your manager's hat on.
And badge.
And badge. Yeah. Keep the routines going. Remember that guests like to talk to you.
Yeah.
You mustn't run away from them.
Taken on board.
All right, darling. I've had such a great time working with you. I've really enjoyed it. And I'm already looking forward to the revisit.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Thanks, Alex. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I never wanted to be a manager of a hotel. I wanted to own a hotel, renovate a hotel, watch it go along, have a manager. Now I feel I can call myself a manager. Though be it a young one in the early stages, I'm going to be a manager of a hotel.
The 17th century Rutland Arms Hotel in Bakewell, Derbyshire, owned by 68-year-old former solicitor David Donegan.
Oh, rollocks, bollocks, oh, rollocks, oh, bollocks.
He bought the hotel 12 years ago with a dream of retiring on the profits.
My idea of owning a hotel was to come along once a week, open the till, take out a load of money and then disappear off home.
But the reality has been somewhat different.
Fuck. Fucking hell. No, fuck. All I do is work harder and harder and harder for less and less and less return.
Situated at the edge of the Peak District National Park, the hotel has good occupancy in summer, but come the winter, the situation is dire.
January and February are desperate months, and if we have one lonely customer coming in the door, we'll be sort of quite fortunate. We can lose £50,000 quite comfortably between January the 1st and the end of March.
The hotel has around 30 staff, but after a barrage of bad reviews about service and cleanliness, David has taken matters into his own hands.
I'll just give this a little bit of a wipe before you... No one ever does any bloody wiping around here.
He now spends his days cleaning...
So I'm a first-class bulk cleaner. Yes, that will do.
Working the bar and reception...
Quite sure that's what you do with that, but anyway. My name is Mr. Incompetent, by the way. So...
and tending to his precious collection of antique clocks.
I tend to have a fetish about buying clocks, unfortunately. What time is it now? I can't see. You can't have a favourite. It's like old Hefner asking who's his favourite girlfriend. I mean, you know, difficult, I think.
For David, owning the Rutland Arms has become a wind-up.
There are so many ways to lose money that, I mean, I have fallen into every one of them. Fellow comes off the road and says, Mr. Donegan, I'd love to paint your portrait. So he comes back in about 3 weeks, puts that on the wall, asks me what I think of it. And of course you have to, well, I mean, you know, it's for gratis, it's for nothing. I say, delighted. He then handed me an envelope with a bill in for £1,000. So I was a bit teed off about that. Most of the clocks, they're worth about half of what I paid for them. So another failure to marker. And I've lost something like £750,000 in 12 years. So that's how bad they got.
Time is running out for David and the Rutland Arms, and he simply can't afford any more slip-ups.
Right, you bastards!
Facing financial ruin, David has called on renowned hotelier Alex Polizzi for help.
And there it is, a very imposing building, right on the main thoroughfare. It looks wonderful from the outside. You certainly can't see any problems that may lurk within.
But it's not just the hotel inspector's expertise that David's interested in.
Yes, I'd rather see Polowski's boobs than your ugly face. I just think she's a really sexy woman, so magnificent. I got to the stage in our life where desire exceeds performance.
But will Alex be able to revive Mr. Donegan's ailing fortunes?
Oh, good morning.
Alex Polizzi.
Oh, delighted to meet you.
Delighted to meet you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Now, shall we go to your room? Is that
I'd
the next
love
thing?
that. Yes, please.
My normal policy is if the customer is younger than myself, they carry their own bag.
That's fine by
But
me.
in your case,
No, I insist.
No. Up the stairs and we go to the right.
OK, thank you.
To try and find out where the Rutland is going wrong, Alex will stay the night.
Now, this is room 8.
It's a lovely room, thank you.
The tea things are there, the bathroom is through there. We've got rid of the rats, so everything else seemed, I think... I've checked the room myself, so everything's been done.
Thank
Fine,
you very much. Well, this is a perfectly nice room. The carpet's clean. The bed's solid. And usually I've got a nice clean bathroom, which is a joy.
Since I spent, I suppose, 2 hours in her room yesterday, cleaning it from top to bottom, I hope they're reasonably good.
So far, there's no sign of the bad housekeeping that online reviews frequently complain about. Alex wants to know if the same high standard is maintained in the rest of the hotel.
There's lots of trailing wires everywhere. I don't understand why there's one curtain tie back and not the other one. The kettle's really grimy. And let's see. Yep, there's water in there. God only knows how long the water's been there.
Next, room 17, reserved and awaiting the guests' arrival.
Look at this valance.
This ruched bit is supposed to be where the end of the mattress sits. This really annoys me. Oh my goodness, there's lots of stuff here. It's all very messy.
And a bigger shock lurks in the bathroom.
Oh my goodness, look at the state of this mirror. Oh God, and this loo hasn't been cleaned. There's hairs everywhere. I'm not sure if anyone's checked this room. If they have, it's completely inexcusable. There should be someone making sure that the guests who arrive here aren't going to find what I just have.
With guests potentially checking in at any moment, Alex heads straight to reception.
Hiya. Room 17, the loo's not being cleaned and there's a filthy mirror in the bathroom. No, I'm not joking. I don't want someone to turn up in that room and it to be left like that. Is there anyone who can tackle it?
"30 minutes later, after several phone calls, the room is cleaned. But the failure to act quickly and decisively has left Alex livid.
If in the afternoon someone checks in and the rooms are in that kind of mess, it just isn't good enough that a receptionist says, oh, well, I'll try and call a housekeeper and get them to come in. No, you get a sodding bucket and you clean out the fucking bath. It's not that hard to do, is it? We all do it in our own houses. You know, what does it take to clean out a loo, to clean out a bath, to do a basin, to do a mirror? This whole reception doesn't do him any favours. I hate the collection of disparate objects, as usual, that are littered absolutely everywhere. I mean, you're here. You don't need to know how to find us, do you? Why is this? Why is this? It crams it all in, and it just all looks really messy. I also hate all the signage. The whole reception area has got so much stuff there that it doesn't feel very easy to access the person behind the desk.
Good afternoon, Rutland Arms Hotel. Ross speaking, how can I help?
It all adds up to a poor first impression for guests. Next up, breakfast.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can I please have the oat smoked salmon and soft scrambled egg?
Yeah.
Brown toast.
Yeah.
And please can I have a double espresso with hot milk? Thank you.
Alex is underwhelmed by the service, but the breakfast itself hits the spot.
It's really good.
Alex seeks out head chef Greg to find out where he thinks the hotel is failing.
Do you have rosettes here?
Yeah, I've got one. Well, we should have two, but we got marked down from AA, some chronic on the service and things like that.
I kind of think that one problem is it's kind of quite tentative, the service. I mean, certainly at breakfast today, that poor young man is deeply out of his depth. It doesn't feel like a very professional operation. Everyone seems quite well-meaning, I mean, staff-wise. They're just not very highly trained, are they? There just doesn't seem to be much of
I don't think that's a fault of their own, to be honest. I think that's to do
I mean,
with
you don't self-train, do you? Well, after that meeting with Greg, I've just got more questions and more worries, actually. At the end of the day, it's very easy for me to go to Mr. Donegan and say his rooms aren't being cleaned adequately, and we can put procedures into place for that very quickly. It's much harder for me to put in a management structure, which is ultimately my challenge here.
The lack of staff training is alarming. Next, Alex wants to talk to the closest thing the Rutland has to a manager, part-time marketing girl Denise.
Denise, Mr. Donegan took you on to help him with marketing,
That's
didn't
correct,
he?
yes.
How much marketing do you actually get a chance to do?
At this present moment in time, very, very little. I do anything from disciplinary hearings to hiring to worrying about the fire extinguishers, everything. There isn't another member of staff who's ever worked in the hotel industry, so there's a lack of training, there's a lack of knowledge. There is nervousness within the staff. Mr. Donegan very, very rarely would compliment. In fact, I would say he never compliments his team. He could tell you exactly how much money he's lost, but he would never say to them, yeah, that was a great meal or anything else.
Alex has discovered a distinct lack of leadership.
Scrubber, down here, otherwise you're going to be instantly dismissed. Get down here, you bloody bitch. Come on, right.
and a hotel in chaos.
The more people I talk to in this hotel, the more dire it appears the situation actually is. I don't know, firefighting is the perfect analogy here. Everyone seems to be desperately running around, rather like headless chickens, not knowing where the next drama is going to strike.
So what is?
7.
It's a 7?
Yeah.
What was a 5?
No, 7.
Bollocks! So in other words, we're going to have to... oh, bollocks.
The ceaseless tick-tocking of all these clocks all around the hotel seem to mark the lifeblood draining out of me, just as it is out of this building.
It's time for Alex to confront Mr. Donegan with her findings. Firstly, the hotel's shoddy housekeeping.
General cleanliness isn't what it should be.
Yes.
Immediately needs to be tackled because, you know, we don't need another bad review.
Yes.
Reception, when you arrive, just looks, you know, there's stuff everywhere and there's dead flowers. I mean, that's completely unacceptable. How come no one notices that?
Yes, blind mice.
If someone has to decide how they clean the rooms and what a standard is, an operating procedure, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to open the drawers at the bedside tables? Are they supposed to empty out the kettles of water? Mm-hmm. You know, it all should be laid down. You need to formalise what people's jobs are.
Next, the question of the dismal off-season occupancy rates.
Your average room rate is pathetic. There's 2 ways to make more money. You increase your occupancy or you increase your room rate. And I know you're worrying because you're not making money, but the only person who's tackling it mentally is Denise.
No, I quite accept that.
Finally, and most importantly, the hotel's lack of strong leadership.
Darling, you can tiddly-pom around the corridors as much as you like, winding the clocks. And you clear tables and you clean bathrooms and you do a lot of the firefighting too. But there's no sense of order. Charming as you are, you're not very competent.
No, absolutely right. But of course, it was never my intention to run a hotel. My intention was to own a hotel and have somebody else run it.
You need to get a grip of this.
Oh, indeed. Yes.
I think you have to accept wholeheartedly the responsibility either for hiring someone to make sure that things are done or making sure that it happens yourself.
Yes, I accept that. I agree with you entirely.
You know, we don't have years to work this out. We've got months.
With no time to lose, Alex wants immediate action. Mr. Donegan needs to stop cleaning the hotel himself and create a standardised procedure for his housekeeping staff to follow.
OK, when I come into a room, I always start with everything clockwise.
So clockwise.
By introducing a methodical checklist, Alex hopes to ensure the housekeeping is always up to scratch.
So, I would see, is the kettle clean? No, it's not particularly. Is it empty of water? I've gone into room after room with the manky kettles.
Yes. Yes, good.
OK.
Good.
Always check drawers. In every room, it has been different. So let's decide what belongs in every drawer. Yes. Does this light work is the next question. Both curtains are tied back, which is correct.
Yes,
of course.
Yes. She's a bit like a schoolmistress. It's just good common sense, really. Simple stuff. But although it's simple, it's something that this hotel hasn't been following.
In a bathroom, especially a modern tiled one, regularly the tiles should be wiped down. And then, again, you go around it clockwise, you know, bath, plug hole, radiator, the towel's correct, loo, make sure you lift up the loo seat.
Yes. So basically, again, we're back to standardisation.
Standardisation.
Yeah. Yes, it makes sense.
Alex's housekeeping checklist will guide the staff and prevent David from getting bogged down in the cleaning. Hopefully, with Alex putting her foot up my bottom, we'll be able to achieve good standards. And of course, as you well know, I was most attracted to her bosoms. But she really is a formidable person, isn't she? Yes, I'm looking forward to working with her. And hopefully her bosoms.
Darling, I know it's been an awful lot to take in, and I'm sorry because I feel like I've battered you.
You have.
But, you know, I'm a great one for grasping the bull by the horns, and we only have so much time, and I want to be as helpful to you as I can. And so I want you to square your shoulders and keep your chin up, and
yes, indeed.
Don't be too downhearted.
Is there any chance that I perhaps could go down to London in your car and you could stay here and do...
No.
No, I suppose not. No. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Alex leaves Mr. Donegan with clear instructions. The clutter must be banished from reception, and cleanliness in the rooms must be improved. All of the staff must have clear systems and training, and the chaotic hotel needs an experienced and competent leader. 2 weeks later, and it seems little has changed. After an initial effort at enforcing a new housekeeping regime, David is back to getting low down and dirty.
Come on, Scrubber, come and give me a hand, Scrubber. I drew up a crash list of what ought to happen in bedrooms, and I clean the bath, make sure there's no thingamajigs, horribles down the bogs, put bleach down the bogs, clean the toilet seats. I drew a whole list of what action should be taken. I photostats about 100 copies of these, and they've all disappeared. I've given up on the cleaners, really. It's quicker and easier for me to do it myself than to try and bomb.
With the business going down the pan, the owner is spending more time chasing pubes than profit.
And I've noticed this, it's bloody hard picking up hairs in bathrooms. You know, they're everywhere. And of course, you wipe them, and all they do, they stick to the cloth. And of course, then you rinse the cloth out in the sink, but it doesn't get rid of them. So all you're doing, you're chasing bloody hairs around the bleeding floor. You know, it's...
Now Alex is back in Derbyshire to find out if Mr. Donegan has managed to get a grip of his chaotic hotel.
When I was last here, I spoke to Mr. Donegan a lot about the necessity of having a manager, someone who would do all the bits that he clearly either didn't want or wasn't capable of doing himself. So what I most hope to see today, now that I'm back, is that there is a stronger sense of leadership here, that someone's taking control of the situation and someone's showing the staff which way to go. Mr. Donegan.
Oh, Alex, hello.
How are you?
Good morning, I'm delighted to see you.
Lovely to see you. I like the fact that the reception desk is all clear.
Well, I know, I took your comments on board and I told them to clear everything, but actually it was clearer than this. I don't know what this is doing here.
But it does look much better. It looks much more professional and clearer. I like it.
I think, yes, absolutely.
So I'm assuming that same wind of change has swept through the whole of the hotel. How's the housekeeping going?
Better, but not as well as I would hope. I keep on complaining, moaning, groaning.
I know, but none of that actually helps. All it does is create bad feeling.
That's
what you have
right,
to do is make sure you set up a system
exactly.
that is then adhered to. You don't have to be nasty. You just have to have expectations that you stick to.
Mr. Donegan continues to fiddle while the Rutland burns. So Alex calls a meeting to get to the bottom of why the proprietor is not getting the most out of his staff.
I mean, what sort of atmosphere do we have in the hotel? I don't know, of course. How is the atmosphere in the hotel, would you say?
Gloomy.
Pardon?
Gloomy.
Gloomy? Why is it gloomy?
I don't know.
How would you improve staff morale?
Don't put as many people on at one time.
Keep people busy?
Yeah.
Morale is at rock bottom. Without clearly defined systems and roles, the staff are confused, bored and miserable.
A large part of it is making sure that people understand that their responsibilities lie other than just, for example, a waitress. Their responsibility is not just to serve the tables. Their responsibility is to walk around the ground floor, make sure that the tables and chairs in the bar are arranged as they should be, that tables are clean and tidy. You know, everyone has to muck in on all
Yes,
fronts.
well, everything you've mentioned in this last 30 seconds we don't do. The glass is not clean, the magazines aren't tidied up, the seats aren't puffed up, the tables aren't wiped, because I'm the only bugger in the hotel who does them.
The one thing that really makes a difference is positivity and he doesn't engender any confidence about his own hotel, I don't think that that is a way to start improving your business. I think you need to think positive and act positive. But stop feeling sorry for yourself and think about how to change it.
Yes, well, it is a fact in this hotel, everyone does the least that they can get away with. Everyone, without exception.
I do my fair share. I do what I can.
But I've noticed there's no one in the hotel who does more than they should.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all agree that actually we all work for someone who notices our work too.
David, sometimes a thank you is better than £10 in
Yes, well, because I know it's very difficult to...
It's not difficult to say thank you.
Well...
That's amazing how much morale it boosts up.
But I think we have to decide something positive, which is how do we move this forward?
Exactly, yes.
Because actually, I think you have to start formalising some procedures.
It appears David is all stick and no carrot. Now the realisation of what it means for his hotel is driving him to despair.
I'm totally fatalistic about the hotel. I've been here 12 years. I have lost £750,000. I mean, how can I feel about the hotel? If I can't get the staff on board to operate properly, then there's no chance that it's going to work. I suppose the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. We'll just have to see how it works out. I've been down here every bloody day, and it really is not the way I want to, the remainder of my life to be.
But Alex isn't ready to give up on the Rutland Arms or its owner just yet.
I think I need to find a way to talk to him and try and lift his spirits a bit. I do not want to walk away from here thinking that I've made his life worse.
Alex has a plan to try and improve the hotel's dismal out-of-season occupancy rate and bring in some much-needed extra revenue during the quieter months.
I've been racking my brains about how I can best help you in the hotel to improve your turnover and also increase your room occupancy. We know you have a short but good season, so it's really out of season we need to tackle. And obviously one of the ways you fill the rooms is by making sure that this function room is properly occupied. I wouldn't find it appealing if I walked in here. It takes quite a lot of imagination to determine how you could make it the day of your dreams.
Yes.
You know.
I'm sure that's right.
Alex believes the underused ballroom could be key to increasing lucrative events at the hotel and filling up the bedrooms during the quiet weekdays and winter period. But first, she'll need to tackle the tacky carpet covering much of the dance floor, banish the bland furniture, and transform the depressing colour scheme.
I certainly feel a lot more encouraged.
You need to be cheerful because actually, you being downhearted doesn't help anybody. And, people look to you and you have to keep the faith.
No, I'm sure that's right. Yes, I won't get drunk this time.
OK.
Alex knows the success of her plan will depend on David embracing his role as owner and adopting a new, more positive attitude.
Bloody cow. I expect him as an owner to step up to the plate and do what he needs to do, whatever he needs to do, to try and make a bigger success of his hotel. But I'm only too aware of the pitfalls that Mr. Donegan's character seemed to lay for him.
One month later, and there's major progress at the Rutland Arms.
That's grand, and what's the name on the card, please?
David has employed a management company to provide the disorganised establishment with systems and structure. And the hotel now has an experienced manager on the ground. With 25 years of experience in the business, John is a welcome and much-needed addition.
There's a clear leader in the hotel now, which is me. They are very capable and a very good team who work here. All they need is a manager to coordinate them properly.
Yes, John is addressing all the matters that Alex indicated that should be addressed. I think he's now doing a very good job.
In the ballroom, the walls have been repainted and the workers exposed an impressive dance floor. Although Mr. Donegan isn't yet convinced.
Bum, 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 bum. I feel like vomiting. Oh, that's better. That's much better.
2 weeks later, and Alex is back to witness the transformation. Tired and dreary, the ballroom was an underused afterthought. Now it has a fresh colour scheme with modern blinds to bring it right up to date. The carpets have gone to reveal an eye-catching and valuable wooden dance floor. The room is now the perfect backdrop for any event, from an evening party to a business conference or a glamorous wedding reception. But will David approve of his new multifunctional ballroom?
Bum, bum, bum.
Mr. Donegan.
Ah, good
Darling,
morning.
your new ballroom, what do you think?
Well, I regret to say that I'm favourably impressed.
Are you? Good. I think it's very important that we make sure that this room pays its way in your hotel.
Yes.
It's a very underutilised asset.
The ballroom is a big hit with Mr. Donegan. Now Alex wants to know if the new manager is too.
So you're getting on with John, it's working out, the whole relationship?
I don't like the fellow, but there again, I have to admit that he seems to be competent.
I do think that things look cleaner and more, it looks all quite pared down. As he seems actually to have rolled his sleeves up and actually be getting involved in the nitty-gritty, it can only be a good thing.
I've obviously got to step back because whatever I'm doing, it's not right, it's wrong.
Now Alex wants to put the freshly decorated ballroom to good use and generate some new revenue for the beleaguered hotel. She's brought in 3 local wedding experts in the hope that Mr. Donegan will impress and forge lucrative new relationships.
This is our opportunity to really sell the hotel and sell the room.
Yes.
Will you try and stay very focused? I know it's hard for you, but I do want all your charm, Mr. D.
I haven't got any.
Try not to be too irreverent or irrelevant.
Yes. That's right. But
OK?
But can the Rutland's owner step up his game and convince the ladies that his hotel can deliver the perfect Peak District wedding?
So, ladies, what do you think of the room?
Well, it's a blank canvas, so perfect for any colour, you know, obviously weddings.
Yeah, and the same for the floor, it makes an impact.
What's the average that brides spend on a wedding when they come and have a wedding here? Do you know that, Mr.
Haven't a clue, haven't a clue. We're very old-fashioned here, I think, in terms of nothing has changed for the last 20 years, really, in terms of pricing and how we do things. The thing is really, now, is how to get the thing started, because no one here has a clue. They're all, you know, hopeless. I mean, we're lacking everything, really.
We produce a wedding magazine that goes to John Lewis and Debenham stores, and we can put you in our magazine for free in the venue section.
Yes. Well, give us a call. You know, we've got a huge list of contacts. You know, suppliers, local suppliers that can provide, you know, everything you see.
Well, of course, I'm not the person there. You see, I'm a half-wit, so we need.
Darling, instead of being so negative, thank you very much is what he should have said. He's not very good at saying thank you, Mr. D.
No, well,
that's all right. No,
all right.
But darling, you've just had
yes.
listen, darling, you've had a wonderful offer, and what you need to say is, yes, please, can I have your card?
Yes.
Instead of always thinking about the negatives, just say yes. Any help that you offer, I will gratefully accept.
Yes, that's essential.
Thank you.
With the business on a knife edge, Alex fears David's negative attitude might just make things worse.
Mr. D.
Yep.
So, darling, listen, I want you to be positive. You know, I'm doing my best I can to try and improve things here. And all you do is constantly run down the hotel. And I don't know how you expect people to then be willing to put their events in your hands when you keep on telling people how badly you do everything.
I'm marred in the past, as it were. I can just see how difficult it's going to be to alter the way the hotel is run.
Well, then just
Give up all hope. Close the doors, throw away the key, and just walk away from it all. Because if you honestly think now, what is the point?
But you must also think that I've been here 12 years, and I've actually lost £1 million since I've been here. And that's a pretty heavy burden to take, to carry.
I know, but stop the rot now, darling.
Absolutely,
Don't
yes.
keep on harping on about what should have happened 10 years ago and didn't.
No.
It should happen this year, is what you should be saying. Right, this is the year that everything changes. Because otherwise, I can't be asked to do this. You know.
No, I'm sure you're right, Phil, there. I'm sure you're right.
I am right.
Bum. Bum. Bollocks.
All three of those ladies were so enthusiastic and actually so pleasant to Mr. Donegan. On the other hand, he drove me completely potty because I was hoping that he would take more initiative and talk more to those ladies and get as much information as he could out of them instead of constantly harping on about the inadequacies of himself and the hotel.
Despite her frustration, Alex is prepared to give David one last chance to impress her and sell his struggling hotel. She wants to showcase the Ballroom by hosting a special dance event. Alex will be inviting the press and some potentially valuable contacts in events organising. But without an enthusiastic and professional owner, it could be a disaster. 2 weeks later, and Alex is back, hoping the Rutland Arms and its owner are ready for the big event.
Oh, my dear.
Caught you catnapping.
Yes, my dear. I always like to have a
little snooze.
Snooze in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing?
Well, I want to find out what's been happening since I was last here.
Blow my nose. What's been happening to you last year?
Any good news for me?
Not really.
The good news is that Mr. Donegan has delegated responsibility for the smooth running of today's event to former receptionist Katie, Rutland's new deputy manager and events coordinator.
Hello. Hi, are you right? I'm good, doll. How are you?
I'm not bad, thank you.
I hear you've been given the title of Functions and Events Coordinator.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, a challenge.
Although it seems like quite a lot to learn in the beginning, as long as you're kind of pretty organised, it's...
Very organised.
Well, that's good, Dad. Someone needs to be around here, and I'm glad that he's had the sense to put you in charge of something that he has absolutely no skill in doing, actually. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thank you.
With Katie in charge, the setting up of the room runs like clockwork.
The two little mirrors there that need cleaning. That takes some shifting.
Swing dancing lessons are soon underway.
There's only one technical move in this whole class.
Testing the newly renovated dance floor to the max. But in the break before the big event, it's now time for Mr. Donegan to step into the fray and impress a journalist from Derbyshire Life magazine with his charm and wit.
You're going to behave?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you promise me?
Oh, indeed, yes, I will. I've been really serious.
OK.
Excellent, I will do my best.
Thank you, darling.
Good.
Follow me.
But while Alex does her bit to sell the positives,
I'm hoping that this will be the beginning of a whole new aspect of the hotel success. The restaurant's very good. I think there's nothing else in the centre of Bakewell that has this facility, and I think it's very underutilised. And
David's foot is heading firmly for his mouth.
The business has been run, really. It's been run very badly by me. The thing is, there's not much to be cheerful about or to smile about in the past. But there will be in the future, of course.
Good.
So,
That's the way you have to think,
yes.
isn't it? It's amazing what you've done here, and I really hope that you manage to, get to the next the next era of the hotel, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much indeed.
It's a close call, but the unpredictable owner has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Beauty and the Beast, I won't say who the Beast is.
Thank you, how gallant.
The guests are happy.
Well, I last danced in 1954, so...
And the party gets into full swing. The new ballroom is a big hit.
Nice venue, good music.
And any hotel with a dance floor is going to have the place that's going to be rocking.
Huge potential.
Wonderful, we're having a great time. It's really gone extremely well. We will be doing some business with Rutland Arms, hopefully in the very near future.
Definitely tonight has made you see what you can do with the place. It'd be really good to try and sell anything now because you've seen what a simple dance can do.
It's great PR, and the event is even bringing in some income, with many of the dancers booking rooms for the night.
Isn't it wonderful to see that room full of people?
Oh, well, I've never seen it filled with people before. So, yes, it is. Up until this, we've really had no chance because there's been no one here with any enthusiasm, any knowledge.
I mean, if you could do 6 events a year in your quiet season, in the middle of the week, I feel enormously encouraged, Mr. D. I really do. I can see it being suitable for a lot of different occasions.
So at least now we know where we should be going. So that's a start, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's a start. The fact that you're on the right path has got to be a positive.
Yes, I think that's right. But my abiding memory of you was your lovely bosom. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I thought myself, I must not look at Alex. I got to look you in the eye. It was quite difficult, actually.
Why, thank you, darling.
It's first class for the hotel. And of course, I got to thank Alex because she has shown us the way forward. And all we have to do, hopefully, is follow her directions.
I'm so happy that the room is finally being used for what it was designed for. I just hope that even an iota of the enthusiasm of these dancers can transmit itself to Mr. Donegan to give him some faith and hope for the future.
This is Blossoms, a 15-bedroom Georgian guest house in the centre of York. This historic city should be a hotel owner's dream location. With over 4 million tourists annually, there's plenty of year-round trade, but Blossoms isn't faring well. 28-year-old Richard Nuns bought Blossoms 2 years ago, but with a £500,000 mortgage, his investment is costing him his peace of mind.
When we bought it, the figures added up. But the figures adding up is one thing. The day-to-day thing of I'm spending all this money and I'm not getting any money back is very different.
The biggest problem is, for some reason, a high proportion of his guests are complaining.
Room's too small, the door locks don't work, got a terrible breakfast, everything very dated. The rooms have been spoilt by making them small. Very average accommodation, poor staff attitudes, making it a very unpleasant stay. When you look at the comments that guests leave, you'll find they're not just average, they're very, very unhappy. So there's obviously something going on that we haven't quite got a handle on.
Richard is at his wit's end.
These people, they book, then when they arrive, it wasn't what they're expecting. And unless we can overnight redecorate all the rooms, bash them down to make them twice the size, they're not going to be happy.
Enter renowned hotelier Ruth Watson. Her mission to stem the tide of complaints giving Blossoms a bad name.
Yeah, it's a very fine example of, I would say, late Georgian, early Victorian architecture. Very nice garden. Looks good.
But will the rest of the hotel get such a favourable review?
Hello there.
Oh, hi, hello. I'm Ruth. I think you're expecting me.
Hello, yes, Richard. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too. And is breakfast included in my room rate?
You've got a choice of either room only or including breakfast. The breakfast is £5 extra. That's for a full English breakfast, freshly cooked to order.
Okay.
After you.
Thank you.
Richard has reserved Blossom's largest room for Ruth.
How's this room for you? I know this is a family room, but you said you wanted a large room, didn't you?
I'm slightly dismayed by the number of beds. Have I got company? Is this what you... Are all the rooms like this with lots of beds?
Not at all, no. We've got 2 rooms that are big like this, 2 slightly smaller.
And because I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, just walking in and seeing this amount of beds, even though they're fairly neat and tidy, but it's slightly baffling, I have to say, that, and I appreciate somebody would have said, I want a room to sleep 6,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I immediately think kind of youth hosteling and what have you, rather than guest house. How many people do you sleep at the most in any one time?
45.
Wow, that's a lot for one townhouse.
It's a big house.
Yeah, but that's a lot, gosh. Because I can't and won't and don't want to say to you, take a drop in income in order to be a better hotel.
Sure.
And so somehow or other we've got to make this marriage between occupancy levels which tie in with a reasonably good quality guest house. I appreciate you don't want to go the luxury route, that's fine.
Yes.
But what I'm seeing here visually is not compatible with what I would regard as a good quality guest house. Do you see what I mean? So
Right.
it's like, how do we get that level of money out of people that you need, because you certainly don't want to drop your income. Okay,
Anything you need to give me
thanks,
shouts.
Richard. Yeah, all right,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Richard, thank you.
The hotel may be busy, but such basic rooms could threaten the business in the long run.
Very nice young man, obviously very together, especially on the business side, which is great. I think this is going to be something of a task, because how do we affect a change in the quality without actually taking out an enormous number of bed nights? It's a little problem for me. I mean, this just fills me with horror, because I feel like I'm in a dormitory, but something to tackle.
Richard's fallen into a rut by thinking that piling in guests is the only route to profit. To understand what's really going on, Ruth needs to look around.
I'm just flabbergasted. Every bit of furniture is either from a jumble sale or the cheapest furniture warehouse you could find. What, 15 quid this unit? He'll give me 5. No, if you want to put 6 people in a room like this, then do it. But don't moan about people complaining, because, you know, I can't imagine, I say, how many people would want to be in this room? Not 2 people, never mind 6. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
If she was to say, OK, the only way forward is to have a total refurb, that would be an absolute nightmare, because whilst in an ideal world I'd like to do that, I'd be very, very wary with taking on the extra finance to do that with.
Richard's reluctance to spend is already obvious to Ruth.
The owners have not spent any money on this whatsoever that I can see. It's as cheap and cheerless as you can get. I don't know what the rules about doss houses are like, but I suspect they're probably more stringent than this. It's a nightmare. I'm not often speechless, but this obsession about cramming more accommodation, more beds into rooms. Not surprised if he'd put another bed up there if he could. This whole place is just vile. It's just grim.
I'll listen to her criticisms and her comments. Obviously, then I will also think about them myself.
There's just such an absence of taste in this place. You know, it's not how I'd want to spend the night, and I just don't think this is what a guest house in York should be about. I really don't.
Nevertheless, Ruth stays the night before giving her final verdict on Blossoms.
I've had not a terribly good night, but Richard does do something very good, which is to put a guest survey form in the room. There isn't any box that says, do you think this is lovely? Would you want to come back? Does it offer more than just accommodation? And it doesn't.
The bedrooms weren't the only problem. Many guests also complained about the poor breakfast, shoddy service, and staff attitude.
I'm coming down to breakfast. I think Richard's cooking, so let's see whether he can do it.
Good morning. Can I get you anything to drink?
Yes, please. What have we got to?
Tea, coffee, we've got fruit teas as well. Help yourself to juices and cereals and
Okay, so I'd like some tea, please.
Yep, certainly.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Richard.
For Richard, breakfast is another opportunity to keep costs at a minimum.
I was going to get some orange juice, but it's quite obviously not even fresh, fake orange juice. It's out of some kind of carton and ambient and looks you know, that heavily pasteurised stuff. So I'm not going to have orange juice.
Okay.
Thank you. Tell me, Richard, about your orange juice, because it doesn't look very prepossessing. Are we looking at freshly so-called squeezed in the cartons, or are we looking at long life ambient orange juice?
Long life orange juice.
Yes. Quite old-fashioned thing to do nowadays, you know.
Cost. If you show me somewhere where I can get fresh orange juice for 80p a litre, then I'll be delighted to use it.
I know. I understand that cost is very important to you. We will talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what can I get for you in the way of cooked breakfast? Everything?
Yeah, the full Monty.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you like? How would you like your egg?
Beans, though.
No beans. Okay. And fried egg poached or scrambled?
Yeah, fried egg, please.
Certainly.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Ruth's complaining about the orange juice already, just by looking at it without tasting it. That's fair enough. Again, I shall wait to see what she thinks about the breakfast. Based on the quality of the establishments that she's used to, probably she won't like the breakfast, but we shall see.
Hello. Did you cook this, or did Richard cook it?
Richard did today.
Ah, right. Okay. Thank you very much. The mushrooms are a bit dried up. I don't think there's been any butter anywhere near them. Sausage is cheap. It's like eating slightly spicy herbed breadcrumbs. Really, really cheap. The egg is pretty nicely cooked. It's quite a little bit crispy on the bottom, although I quite like that. But the yolk is really nice and creamy, so that's good. I think you could have a far worse breakfast than this one. In this particular case, I think he's paying far too much attention to the nuts and bolts of how to make money, and nothing like enough attention to guest satisfaction and pleasure and, you know, just a little bit of the luxuries of life.
Some of the complaints have been levelled at Blossom's staff. Ruth has already identified that Richard's manner with customers is somewhat brusque.
I'm aware that some people think my communication skills are an issue. In particular, sometimes I know that I can be very blunt. If something's cut and dried, I won't beat about the bush. I'll just say what it is. I don't especially like to waste time adding flowery language to my speech.
Working alongside him, General Assistant Cheryl.
I help out with reservations, bookings and breakfast. My shift's 8 till 2. It can be very busy, start stressing out a little bit.
Assistant Manager Michał has been working at Blossoms since arriving from Poland.
When you're dealing with customers, obviously your English is very good, far better than my Polish, but does it ever cause any problems with people not understanding you?
Rather not. In the beginning, it was 9 out of 10 people was asking what I want from them. Now it is about 5 out of 10, so I don't know.
Finally, there's new boy Dean with little experience of hotel life. All staff share duties from cooking breakfast to manning reception. Their roles are not clearly defined and there's no established rota. It's time for Ruth to confront Richard with her findings.
For me, your biggest problem is how bloody good that building looks from outside and the fact you're in York.
Okay.
And almost the minute you walk through the front door, you've gone from that wonderful Georgian architecture and you're into wood chip wallpaper and dubious colour paint and, you know, sort of cheap chandeliers and things. My experience had not even the merest hint of luxury about it. I think we should pick one of the rooms, perhaps even the one I was in. It's got 2 fabulous windows, full length, beautiful windows, which are currently festooned in this awful array of cheap net and pink curtaining. I mean, just rot. Let's put 1 double bed in there, just 1 set of bunk beds.
Yes.
It's going to make it look far more like a nice bedroom.
Ruth also wants the staff to present a united front.
One of the things I would like to suggest that we do is there's no brand image. Cheryl wears some disgusting sort of anorak track top thing. Not only does it look shabby, but it doesn't look like you're a unified team. Looks like you come off the street and just happened to walk into the house and decided you were going to serve someone breakfast. You're as proprietor, it's fine, you can be individual. I think every other member of the team ought to wear some very nice casual, so it says, with pride, I work at Blossoms, you know, this is my job.
Ruth's plan to turn things around is straightforward. First, Richard must improve the quality of his rooms and lower the number of permanent beds. Second, he must raise the quality of his breakfast while keeping costs low. Finally, he must address the complaints about staff. She wants staff to wear a uniform so their appearance is more appropriate. They must establish a working rota with clearly defined roles and, most importantly, a professional attitude. But after spending 24 hours at Blossoms, Ruth has identified that the real problem lies not with the hotel, but with its proprietor.
I need to ask you, why did you want to come into this business? Because you don't strike me as being someone who's terribly comfortable with people.
Sure. I originally went into the hotels when I was a student, and it was a part-time job that I found I really enjoyed.
So you actually like customers?
You sound surprised.
Well, I am slightly surprised because there's some messages that are in your guest comment things that suggest that the hospitality isn't always everything it could be. Some of them say that there's over-familiarity, some of them say it's cool and chill. Is this because you're displaying one fashion and when the others are...
I don't think so, because that's something we've looked at before, and obviously when people arrive, we try to, myself and the staff, we try to gauge what they like and what level to speak to them at.
I don't think you're at all unpleasant, don't get me wrong, or even rude, but I think that we can actually do some technical things to kind of soften up your approach, because you obviously do like people. You've told me so, I believe it. And I'm really pleased you like being in hospitality, because that was one of the biggest questions I had, is should we be doing this at all?
Motivated by his talk with Ruth, Richard tackles the issues head-on and calls a staff meeting.
He says, OK, we need a uniform, number one, so there's a standard, and also to give some sort of corporate identity. My idea would just be coloured shirts with a choice of long sleeve or short sleeve with a small inconspicuous logo there.
Yeah. I think in a way it is good to have a uniform, because it is smarter, but nothing over the top sort of like thing.
With the uniforms sorted out, Richard moves on to the thorny issue of working practice.
The other thing is to do with rotas. OK, again, Ruth's comments were play to people's strengths, make it clear what people are supposed to be doing and when.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there were a few other specific things, but they're the main two.
So at the moment, I think we're quite higgledy-piggledy. We don't know what our main responsibility is. And I think if we have a main responsibility to work on, I think it'll be a lot better, so we understand which is our part, really.
Richard decides Cheryl should be responsible for housekeeping and Michal should run reception.
Well, he's given me the responsibility of the bedrooms, so that's mainly all the housekeeping and the room cleaning and cleanness and standard of the rooms. As Michal, he's got the office work. So sit on your bum job. To be honest, I can't put it any clearer than that, really. So, what a big point giving us all these responsibilities if he's going to cut our hours down. I think that's a bit stupid, really. I think any less hours, probably have to start looking for another job.
They both responded very well to the uniforms. They agree that it was a good idea. They're quite happy to wear them. And Michal especially is quite proud to wear his purple shirt. About the rotas and the responsibilities, everyone said, yep, good idea, we'll do this, we'll do this. The actions haven't quite, as of yet, spoken as loudly as the words, but that's something we just need to work on a bit.
Having dispensed with duties for the rest of the team, Richard heads out on a mission of his own, off to the local market in search of quality ingredients, instead of the low-cost frozen produce he usually serves.
In terms of the items, we might have a little play with vine tomatoes again, and also with the smaller flat mushrooms. Try it for a few weeks, see what guests think about it. If we suddenly get another... With the sausages, we've got a massive choice between the existing frozen ones and fresh ones. The fresh ones are about double the price. They've got a much shorter shelf life, although there is a possibility of freezing to extend that. It's basically a question of, is the increased quality worth paying double the price for?
So Richard's going to try out new tomatoes, mushrooms and sausages at a higher cost. Next on the shopping list, a new decorative scheme for the bedrooms. But Richard's the first to admit he has few interior design skills.
This straight away, I like the look of, but I guess that's only because it's a bit like what we've already got in room 8. Excuse me. What do you know about curtains? Greens? Yeah, from what I saw, I'd say yes, there were some things that I definitely liked. Yes, there was things I definitely didn't like. But as to what I like and what would look nice, they're possibly two different things completely.
1 month later, Ruth is back to check up on Richard's progress, and the new staff uniforms have arrived.
What did they think? Did they help choose?
Yes. There wasn't anybody who was majorly anti-uniform.
Right.
Everyone thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And pretty much everyone agreed on purple.
Very good. No, I think that's a really good idea. I do think it will help the team building. I know it sounds like a facile thing to say, but I do actually think it's certainly good for guests because they want to...
The other thing that came out with the staff meeting that I wasn't especially aware of is the fact of guests realising who's staff and who's guests.
Absolutely. No, I mean, absolutely. That's number one priority. They don't know. I mean, if somebody, especially on a summer's day, and you're walking around in short-sleeve shirts, I mean, you could easily be a tourist yourself.
Sure.
And so this actually says, yeah, I work here, and you can, ask me questions, and I'll give you helpful advice and blah, blah, blah. So, no,
the uniforms meet with Ruth's approval. But what about improving the cut-price breakfast? Richard is still convinced that investing in breakfast is a waste of time, so he challenges Ruth to a blind taste test. Can she tell the difference between high and low-cost orange juice, sausages and mushrooms?
And then just a couple of minutes. I think this one so obviously looks more like a real sausage, don't you think? Instantly better. Let's try this one. I don't like that one. Plasticky and chewy, isn't it? More wrinkly, but actually looks real.
That's the expensive UHT one.
So I was kind of right. So I'm pleased about it. I think it's the acidity in this that I quite like.
With the more expensive options winning hands down, Richard is simply going to have to pay more to keep the customer satisfied.
Ruth gave us some good ideas, which we are going to try. I'm personally not 100% convinced with the amount of oil used and also with the adding salt to everything. But we're going to try on a couple of weekends, early breakfast on one day, new breakfast on another day, and see what the guests think.
Next, it's time for Richard to show Ruth the curtains and carpets he's chosen for room 5. She wanted him to go for simple, classic colours that complement the period features.
That's my nursery window fabric. There you go.
No, this is the Chinese restaurant fabric. This is not a nursery. No, I'm sorry. This is sending out for me completely the wrong. It's not just traditional. It's kind of that fusty, slightly boring. Doesn't do it for me at all, I have to say. Definitely let's start with the windows. They're such a wonderful feature. I don't think we should have net curtains, and certainly not net curtains with such a heavy embroidery in them, because again, they obscure anything out there, and you've actually got a marvellous view.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that's, you come in the room, they're the first things you see, they are marvellous architecturally. That's where I would start. The bed, personally, I think should be where you are. There, the double bed. And then the bunk beds coming on this wall here, where they're almost tucked behind the edge of the bathroom so they don't come out in the room. Do you see what I mean? That line keeps them back here. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, okay.
Whereas at the moment they're actually
that's a good idea.
They're really forcing their way into the room. If they're over here, they're much more
as much out of the way as bunk beds can be.
Yeah, but I do think that this idea of having fixed number of beds in the room just makes it look like a hostel.
Ruth has instructed him to lose one set of permanent bunk beds and make the most of the room's original Georgian features, especially the windows. The decor should be fresh and modern while complementing the style of the building.
I just went to had a look in the room. I opened the door about so much and then closed it again because it was an absolute nightmare. Wallpaper, paint, dust absolutely everywhere. I'm glad it's not me that's painting it. The best case scenario for the room is that it looks absolutely wonderful, still sleeps 6 people, has indestructible furniture, unstainable carpets. Everyone goes in and say, wow, this is fantastic, we must tell all our friends. The worst case scenario would be that everything looks great as soon as it's done, but within 2 weeks, this is broken, that's broken. The sort of The sort of people that are using those rooms, families and groups of people, they're not really bothered that things might look nice and break easily. They're going to go clack, 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 clack. So I'm just hoping that whatever is put in there is suitably practical and hard-wearing.
And while the room is transformed, Richard undergoes a makeover of his own. His brusque manner gave Ruth cause for concern, so she's arranged for him to spend the day at a seminar in social skills.
Hello.
Hello there.
You must
Heather.
be Richard. Hello,
Yes,
I'm
nice to meet
Heather.
It should also teach him how to be more authoritative and assertive with his staff. First up, creating a good initial impression.
So I come in, and instead of turning round, I push the door behind me, and then we go forward and say, hello, how are you? And you do not say, pleased to meet you. You say, how do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do?
Good morning.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Have a seat, please. That was better. More confident, more cheerful. And sit up straight with your back to the chair. Come on, dup, dup, dup. You need a book on your head. At the moment, he seems to, want to shy away from clients, saying he only meets them a very small amount of the time. Well, maybe he ought to make sure that he does meet them for a greater amount of time. And I think this will help him develop more confidence, because if you go to a hotel, you expect to see the person in charge of it. You do not expect to have to creep round trying to find someone who just might or might not be the hotel manager. You should have some distinguishing feature that immediately says, I am the manager stroke owner. That's it. Go forward slightly with the hand outstretched.
How do you do?
He needs to develop more of a physical presence. And that doesn't suddenly mean he's got to grow to be 6'6". You don't need to do that. But you need to know that you are making that impression on people.
Today was great fun. I learnt a few things. Obviously, rapport with the guests is very important. You can have the nicest hotel in the world, but if it doesn't have the staff that go with it, then people think it's very clinical and sterile. Charm isn't really a word in my vocabulary. I see it more as rapport with the guests and communication with the guests.
Ruth was concerned with the number of complaints about customer service. So she's arranged for John, an expert in phone manner and communications, to give the Blossoms team a crash course in speaking to the public.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hello, Dee. John, hi. Words, phrases.
Richard's somewhat curt manner can come across as cold and inhospitable. A phone call from a guest wanting to change a booking gives John a chance to see him in action.
Speaking. Okay, fine. Are you wanting to swap it for another date, or is it just a cancellation? Yes, perfect. Roughly what time do you think you'll be arriving, please? About 6-ish. Okay, perfect. And also just to let you know that we only allow changes once. If it was after that, then we would enforce our cancellation policy. Okay, great. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Thank you for calling. Bye now. What?
Interesting. Any thoughts? We all had the benefit of listening in. What do you think?
The first 3/4 of the conversation I thought was really good, but it was just that end bit seemed quite sharp.
Right. From his point of view, theoretically, it's all good news, isn't it?
Yes.
You've actually done him a favour. And yet he might feel that at the end he got a final written warning. Sort of. Just because of the way it came across. I thought maybe just a little bit too loud, just at the very end there. But
Next up is Michal. John retires to another room and makes a test call to see how he deals with a customer. As English isn't Michal's first language, it's vital he's clear and precise.
What sort of rates can you do?
Give me a second, please. I'll have a look for you.
Thanks.
So, can I take the booking then?
Yes. Well, sorry, did you give me a price?
the tone of voice was nice. I could hear the smile. So could hear the smile. Some of the words hard to catch, to be fair, which is it's a nice accent.
Michal was obviously mega stressed when he was doing his phone call, so I'm not really going to pay much attention to that. I think the comments that John made to Michal about bearing things in mind to do with his accent, and listening to people clearly and making sure that he himself is understood and ways of getting around that. Hopefully Michal will take that on board, and that'll be benefit both to Michal and to the hotel.
OK, come on through. Come on down, Michal.
So Richard's been told to soften his tone and sound more positive, while Michal needs to continue to improve his language skills and keep calm under pressure. Two weeks later, the transformation of room 5 is nearly complete, just in time for Ruth's return.
I've come back to see how Richard's getting on at Blossoms. We've left him with doing up a room to see whether we can really improve the look and feel of the place. He's got issues with breakfast and all other things like this, but the main thing that I'm worried about is, can Richard be a hotelier with all the warmth and generosity that implies? It's important to love your customer, to make them feel comfortable, to be warm. At the moment, he's very, very orderly, but he's not a natural hotelier. I want to see whether he has embraced the whole notion of hospitality.
First on the agenda, breakfast. Richard received complaints about its poor standard, so Ruth suggested he improve the quality of his ingredients. But what do the customers think?
You got the new tongs I sent you?
Indeed, yes, thank
Good.
you, very nice.
They do make a difference, don't they? Not having to faffle around. So what changes are we making to breakfast?
OK, some of the things you suggested we've done, some of them we decided not to.
OK, what are we doing?
Sausages have changed.
Yeah.
Juices have been upgraded.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are pretty much the same as before.
So dried up or bit of rubbish, yeah?
Not at all, not at all. They're grilled, low-fat mushrooms.
OK, yes, well, there's no fat in a mushroom, so it's not hard to make them low-fat, actually.
Indeed.
But it is easy to dry them up. How did you fare on the cost element of all this? Because you said you've upgraded the orange, upgraded the sausage.
Sure. The sausages, we've got a reduction in price from the butcher, and we've got slightly smaller sausages.
Okay.
So we've kept the cost difference minimal, so we can absorb that.
Yeah.
And the new juices, although they're much more hassle to buy, they're actually cheaper than the other ones.
There we go. And how is anyone responding positively to these changes, or neutral? Or how's it going?
People are saying the breakfast is good, and no one's complaining.
Good.
Very good. Good quality. My husband's been tucking in every morning to cook breakfast, which he doesn't normally do at home, so it's very good.
Breakfast was very nice, yes. Especially the bacon. Bacon tastes good.
Very nice, especially the sausage and the bacon.
Yeah. The tea is nice too. Yeah.
The new breakfasts are a hit. Next, room 5. Previously home to 6 permanent beds, it didn't make the most of the period features.
So have you been very busy, Richard?
Always very busy. Always
yeah, that's
very busy.
good. Well, that's fabulous.
Richard's original plans for the room didn't go down too well with Ruth, so what will she make of his second stab at interior design? Now it has a classical style that befits the building, and with cleverly concealed extra beds, there's more room for the guests.
So, let's see. Oh, gosh!
It's a big change, isn't it?
Oh, Richard, this is such... I mean, you can see the room now.
Indeed, yes.
I mean, before it was like some kind of YMCA bedstock room. Oh, what a difference. I love the wallpaper. Gosh, it's marvellous, isn't it? And the light, I love the blinds. Really do. I mean, you can really see the town. Look at all that lovely stuff out there that you can now see.
The thing I like with the colour on the walls is that, like, things like the picture rail and the size of the windows and the lamp, where before they looked not nice, just by changing the colour of the walls, and now they stand out and they look really
Everything stands out. You can see it's actually, you know, at least half of a fantastic room. For me, the real... Well, there's a lot of things, but I love the fact you can see this is a Georgian building, you know, with the windows absolutely. And the shutter things underneath and the architrave and all that. It just looks like a fine room now. And the fact that 2 people could sleep in here without feeling particularly offended by that, 4 people, you know, with their children or whatever, I mean, happy as Larry in here now, because you're not thinking, when are the other 2 bastards going to turn up? Are you? I mean, it's wonderful. So these beds have got this wonderful facility to pull out on either
Yes,
side.
that's right. It's those strong wheels, and they're also
Look at
full-size
that.
beds.
Easy as kiss your hand. But I mean, the thing is, it is actually satisfying what you wanted. This still can sleep 6 people. You're not losing a single customer, which was your real worry, was if we made the rooms look nice. I mean, has this given you any confidence that you could move around the building and do a few more in this sort of vein?
Having seen this, what I'd really like to do would be to get another building that's not been a hotel before and do all the rooms to this sort of standard.
It wasn't just the rooms that needed a new look. Ruth wanted Richard to provide his staff with a uniform so customers could tell who they were and to help foster a team spirit.
I've seen all the staff wearing their purple shirts with a degree of pride. How has the whole staffing issue been going? Have you been bonding together? Have they been working hard?
Mixed. I think most people, have taken on the changes and really want to develop things to the next level, but it's not universal. Cheryl's now just doing the housekeeping.
Right, and how's she getting on with that?
Her comment to me was that she doesn't want to be cleaning rooms for the rest of her life, which is fair enough. But here, with the combination of the hours that she can work and what she's demonstrated she can do, that's the only position that I've got available for her.
Ruth's keen to find out what Cheryl thinks.
Hello, Cheryl. Hiya. You're doing a good job up there. How are you doing? Come and talk to me. Okay. How's this housekeeping thing going? Because you were doing part reception and now I believe that you're fully in charge of the housekeeping. Is that right?
Yes, I am now, yes. I think it's just when we're full, really, I struggle getting the rooms ready, especially in keeping on the jobs that you see me doing and things like that.
Now, I know there was a question of that Richard had about your reliability and sometimes letting him down and being late and what have you. But he says you had a very good chat about this a little while ago.
Did,
and cleared the air a bit.
Yeah, we did.
So what did you feel that you got out of that conversation with Richard? I mean, was he listening to your problems? I mean...
Yeah, I think the main cost was with me starting at 8 o'clock on the morning. Now I have a little boy, so I do struggle getting up on time and getting him up on time. So 8:30 is a really good time for me now. And it's worked out really well.
Time for Ruth and Richard to take stock.
Because one of the things, obviously, we've been trying to do with you is to get you, as a hotelier, to deal with crisis better and with complaints better and to feel more assured about how you deal with it and to perhaps not piss the customer off so much in the way that you're doing it. I'm really happy with the progress you've made about breakfast. I think the room looks fabulous. You did take the wind out of my sails considerably when you said that, you loved it, but you could see the downsides in terms of damage and marks and that you would have to trial it for 3 months and see how it went. I kind of thought you'd really latch onto it with huge enthusiasm.
If people, they do respect the property in the rooms, they do say, yes, it is practical to have the white linen, to have the smooth walls, then yes, great. But I don't want to go in all willy-nilly, spend, I don't know, £10,000 to have another 5 or 6 rooms done straight away, just to find in 6 months' time it's money down the drain because they're all in just as bad a state again.
Right.
After weeks of effort, Blossoms has taken on a more relaxed and friendly atmosphere. But it remains to be seen whether Richard's done enough to ensure future customers don't complain. One major cause of customer dissatisfaction was the state and size of the rooms. 6 months ago, Laura and Daniel stayed at Blossoms for 2 nights. They were so unhappy they complained to Richard in writing about their tiny room, the tired decor, and the unfriendly staff. With so many changes since in both the hotel and its staff, Ruth has invited them back to sample the new look Blossoms.
So Dan and Laura, last time you came, you didn't have a very good experience because my understanding is that when you first came, you really were disappointed and you let Richard know in no uncertain terms that you didn't think
pretty much. I mean, he sent me an email survey, so I filled it in and said that I wasn't particularly
So what had been the
with
problems?
The whole thing. It was mainly the room. It was a bit strange and dated and cramped, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
very small.
So once you'd seen this room and thought, did you try and avoid it as much as possible?
Yeah, we just dropped our bags off and went out and then came back, slept and then went out again in the morning.
Yeah.
But will Richard have done enough to impress them after their last terrible stay?
So any special event or just getting a couple of days away?
Ruth has arranged for them to stay in the newly refurbished Room 5. It's the moment of truth for Richard. Can he win over a sceptical Daniel and Laura?
What do you think?
Very nice.
Yeah, it's
a bit of a change.
Isn't it? It's very fresh. And, I like your patterned wallpaper and that's good.
Indeed.
Yeah, lovely.
Can I get you a tea or coffee or anything now?
I think we'll just use what you've got over there on the tray, if that's all right.
Perfect.
Cool.
We'll make yourselves at home, and if you need, just give me a shout.
Yeah, I'll take my bag off and make ourselves at home, I think. Cheers.
After a night in Room 5, Daniel and Laura enjoy the improved breakfast. But what's the final verdict?
Staff are more welcoming, the whole place is more welcoming, the room's a lot nicer and, yeah, big improvement all round, I think.
Richard was a bit more forthcoming than he was before, and they cleared out a little bit of the clutter. If they do up the whole hotel to the same standard as the room we stayed in, then we'd definitely come back, yeah.
Daniel and Laura can finally leave as satisfied customers, but Ruth still has some concerns about Richard's attitude to hospitality.
I want you to really care about this, and I know that you don't care about it as much as I care about it. That's just a given. But you have got a beautiful building, and I know that even within the limitations of still wanting to trade it with lots of people in lots of rooms and things, it can still look much better than it does. In terms of the refurbishment, I mean, can I go away feeling quite secure that you really have bought into the idea of making changes to the way the rooms look?
The biggest change in investment which we've made since your first visit, which maybe you haven't even picked up on so much, is that we have taken on a guy specifically to do that on a full-time basis.
Right.
So our speed is basically the speed that he's working at.
Right, but you have bought into the idea that the rooms do need to be upgraded in some way, yeah? In terms of the future, we've talked in the past about you buying another hotel and that this canvas isn't big enough for you. And as I've said time and time again, you know, you are above anybody I've worked with, the person who is most able to control costs, who understands the business side of running a hotel, keeps everything very, very shipshape in the financial and the business structure. But where you're lacking for me is the visual eye about caring about what things look like, right? I'd like you to care more about things looking nice. And we've talked also about the customer appreciation and you feeling a bit shy with people and what have you. But you know that now, don't you? And you're making some progress, yeah?
Yeah.
Richard may not love his hotel, but he's come a long way in 5 months.
I think I've got him to see that the building needs to look as nice as customers want it to. It's a bit argy-bargy there, I'm not sure I've totally convinced him. But all in all, he runs a very nice hotel, and as long as he keeps remembering that the customer is the important thing and to embrace them both physically and metaphorically, I think he's going to be really successful.